based on development for goalies in Sweden, would you be able to share like the differences with the way they train in Sweden and Canada, or North America?
I mean, I
Finding a lot of European
think
goalies.
that like goalie development and stuff has like changed so much since I was younger too, right? Uh, like I got my first goalie coach when I was 13, and now kids have goalie coaches when they're 5 6, right? So it's a little bit different, but uh, the biggest thing that I feel like compare like Canada to Sweden is that Sweden we play like multiple sports, right? We
Yeah.
play soccer in the summer and winter. We play hockey, so it's just like that's one thing that I like about home more because that creates more multi-sport athlete, and I think that it's beneficial in the long run because first the kid is not going to get tired of like playing it like every single day,
Yeah.
right? And like second there's like so many different stuff that you learn with playing different sports that are still going to be beneficial for you when you play hockey, right? And
Yeah.
uh, that's one thing that I think that we kind of get away from a little bit, especially in Canada, where I see it's like hockey year round, like every single week, like the kids are like 5 or 6 years old. I'm like, what's going on?
Right. Right. Yeah.
So that's like the biggest comparison that I can say.
Yeah. So were you a soccer player back when you're in your younger days
Yeah,
too? Yeah.
yeah. I played soccer. I think up until I was like 15 or something. Like
And
that's
so and so one off ice thing that stuck out to me when I was playing in Sweden with those guys is when just hanging around with them, we would go for cafe and at like the brasserie, but also too when we hung out at the in the flats, the video games they would play FIFA and not NHL. And being from Canada, I'm just big on NHL and wasn't very good at FIFA. Are you a FIFA guy or NHL guy with the video games?
so I was like a big FIFA guy, but I haven't played in like 2 years now. So, but yeah, like growing up, I was a big nerd. Like it was both FIFA and NHL and like a little bit of
Yeah,
Call of Duty, but like it was mostly those two EA Sports games.
yeah, yeah. All those guys were big. Are you a big Zlatan Ibrahimovic fan?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
He's the main man of Sweden for sure. All those guys would
mm,
talk about him, and it was definitely different. That was my first time moving away to play professional hockey in Sweden. So not talking about these hockey stars. It was just a lot
yeah,
about soccer. Um,
yeah, yeah. No, it's cool.
Playing in the NHL for different teams, Vancouver, Carolina, Calgary, and New Jersey. Can you share any stories or experiences just with players that you played with that um, have impacted you or that like kind of gave you that wow? Is like, holy smokes, that guy, he works so hard, but why does he work so hard and what does he do? I think a lot of these younger players would like examples would to show what it.
Yeah, yeah. So like y- younger players are gonna realize too that like the older you get, the more you're gonna have to take care of your body, right? Like when you're first young and you're starting out and you feel invincible, right? Like
Yeah,
that feeling is gonna pass eventually. So I mean, the hardest working players that I play with was for sure the Sedin twins. I mean, the amount of work that they did to get themselves ready for every single game, right? It's just like they're always the first ones there. They're always there warming up, doing like the extra stuff, right? And and that was great for me to be around like my first years there to
to
kind of
learn from.
see and learn from, and right.
So yeah, I mean, they're probably, it just fits what I'm coaching today is what we learn as pros. We take care of our bodies, really important. It's not just showing up to the rink and we're mentally ready to get on the ice. You have to prepare your body,
Yeah,
which also prepares your mind.
yeah,
Um,
and like saying that too, I also like the hip issues that I've had now and everything, like me thinking back on it, like with what I know now about my body and everything, like if I knew and took better care of my body when I was younger, like I probably would still be playing, right? So that's like things that younger players can think about too, right? That it's just not only what you're feeling right now and you're fine now, but you're like uh, preparing your body for what's going to come later.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure you were the same way, but our parents and people around us were always like, take care of your bodies.
Yeah,
Health is first.
yeah,
And as they're right, we get older. It's hard to know when you're 10 years old, 12 years old, that you may have, whether it's hip injuries or knee injuries or all that. I've had 3 knee injuries myself. So like, what can
yeah,
you do to get around that? So when you talk about the Sedins, so like being a young guy, like when they get to the rink for a game, how early before the game would they show up? What I've learned was, playing professionally, guys like to get there 3 hours before the game when you're kind of, expected to be there at least 2 hours before the game. Um,
yeah. I mean, they were there way before I showed up. like, so normally you have like the morning skate and everything like that, right? And you leave the ring to get a few hours of sleep before you get back, right? So like I used to be there like 2.5 hours, like 2 hours and 20 minutes before, because that was like perfect timing for me to get through like every single part of my warm up with like not sitting around just waiting, because I hated sitting around waiting. So uh, that was good for me, but I know that they usually got there like 3 hours before, and they had their coffee with like the trainers, and they had like a quiz board and like every single game that they went through and everything, and like then they started like getting manual therapy and everything done, like which is stuff that you can still do by yourself, right? You can roll out and you can use like uh, softballs and rollers and stuff like that, right? So, but that was usually like the first step, and then we had team meetings and everything, going over what the opponents do and don't, and then after that we usually played like the soccer game, the two touch game for like 15, 20 minutes before we start like warming up in the gym and everything like that. So
yeah, yeah, great. Yeah, I mean, pretty cool. You got to play with the Canuck, one of the Canuck or two of the Canuck greats.
yeah,
Um, and people, especially over in this area, Western Canada, British Columbia, know who they are and watch how they play. Just magicians with the puck and able to the vision and
for
just
sure.
knowing